Now, this is quite a discovery. Fragments of a biblical scroll, along with other relics, have been found in desert caves in Israel. Dozens of pieces of parchment were written in Greek, with just the name of God appearing in Hebrew.
Hidden away in the depths of a remote cave, the secrets of a lost civilization lie dormant, frozen in time for millennia. But what happens when these secrets are finally unearthed? In a stunning discovery, scientists stumble upon an ancient cave that holds a treasure trove of artifacts and ruins from a civilization that is seemingly absent from all known historical records. Who were these enigmatic people? What was their culture like? And why have they been erased from history? As we delve deeper into this astonishing finding, we'll unravel the mysteries of a lost civilization that time forgot. The Longyu Caves. The Longyu Caves, situated near the village of Xi'an on the Chu River in Zhejiang Province, eastern China, are shrouded in mystery as one of the most enigmatic ancient sites in world history. Constructed approximately 2,000 years ago, these man-made caverns remained hidden from the world for centuries, until they were accidentally stumbled upon by farmers in the 1990s. Discovered in 1992 when local farmers drained several ponds, the sandstone caves initially unveiled 5 large caverns. Further exploration of the site led to the revelation of an additional 19 smaller caves. These 24 caves vary in size, with widths ranging from 18 to 34 meters, 59 to 111 feet, and heights from 8 to 18 meters, 26 to 59 feet, featuring impressive slanted roofs and sturdy pillars. In the years that followed its discovery, archaeologists from different parts of the world like China, Japan, Poland, Singapore, and the US hurried to the site. The caves were found to contain ancient artifacts dating back to the time of Emperor Zhuan of Han, who ruled from 91 to 48 BCE, suggesting that humans created these caves over 2,000 years ago. The caves' age astonished experts, leaving them perplexed about how they managed to survive for such a long time. Even those with a casual interest in archaeology would notice that these structures don't resemble typical constructions from 2,000 years ago. By examining the intricate patterns on the cave walls, it can be deduced that they were meticulously carved out layer by layer. However, the exact method used to construct them remains a mystery. Interestingly, there are no ancient records that have ever been discovered, providing details about the caves or their creation. The reasons behind the creation of these caverns by ancient people remain unknown. Scholars have proposed various possibilities, such as using them as shelters, military bunkers, ceremonial structures, secret palaces for the elites, or even as mines for natural resources. In 2014, Yang Hongshun, a researcher at the Institute of Archaeology of the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, presented a theory suggesting that the caves were constructed under the orders of the ancient king Gujian in 494 BC. According to Chinese media, Hongshun argues that Gujian utilized the caves as a hiding place for his numerous soldiers after suffering a devastating defeat in battle. While many aspects of the Longyu Caves remain enigmatic, one thing can be reasonably concluded. Their creation was not the work of aliens. The only structures resembling the Longyu Caves are the Huashan Grottos, located 200 kilometers, 120 miles, away in a different region of China, and believed to have been built around 1,500 years later. The Huashan Grottos. The mystery surrounding the Huashan Grottos persists, with various theories circulating about their construction. Historical records containing information about the caves are non-existent. According to calculations made by specialists, the caves were carved out before the Jin dynasty, as indicated by the stalactite's deposit height. It is estimated that these grottos are at least 1,700 years old. But these specialists were unable to provide answers to several queries, such as, who created the grottos? What are these people trying to accomplish? There are a total of 36 man-made caves situated in the hilly region of Huangshan, with some of them being accessible to tourists since the year 2000. Out of all these caves, caves 35, 2, and 24 have left the most lasting impression on travelers. Cave 35, in particular, stands out as the largest cave and has been hailed as the underground and cool palace. It boasts impressive dimensions, measuring 18 meters in height and 170 meters in length. Spanning across an area of 12,000 square meters, this cave is supported by 26 sturdy stone pillars. Additionally, numerous stone beds can be found within its many stone rooms, along with stone gutters. These grottos have been meticulously crafted and are adequately ventilated, ensuring that visitors experience no discomfort during their exploration. The construction of the cave walls has been ingeniously designed to absorb acoustic waves, effectively preventing any external noise from permeating the interior. The meticulously crafted roofs and walls, the grand stone stairs, and the massive pillars suggest that the caves were not a natural occurrence but rather constructed by human hands. Despite being the largest caves in China today, there is no mention in historical records regarding the origins of these caves, when, how, or why they were built. Within the cave, an impressive stone bridge spans across the underground river, connecting various pathways to different chambers. Adjacent to it stands a two-story stone building. Various speculations have been put forward by both tourists and experts regarding the purpose behind the ancient people's excavation of the caves, as there are no historical records to provide a definitive answer. One theory suggests that the caves were dug to extract stone, which was in high demand during that era for the construction of the town. However, the presence of intricate chisel marks on the walls and ceilings raises questions about this explanation. Another hypothesis proposes that the caves served as a military outpost, particularly during a peasant uprising in 1120, as documented in historical texts. Nevertheless, scientific tests on the stone within the caves indicate that they predate the peasant rebellion by approximately 1,500 years, casting doubt on this theory. It is believed by some that the caves were not created by a single dynasty or during a specific period. It is possible that they were carved out gradually over several centuries. Initially, the caves may have been excavated solely to obtain stone. However, as time passed, individuals discovered the caves and expanded them through further digging, transforming them into larger structures used for hiding, military purposes, or storage. This theory effectively accounts for the varying patterns of carving and chisel marks found within the same cave. In addition to these speculations, there are numerous other theories, such as the possibility that the caves served as imperial tombs. Nevertheless, for reasons unknown, the caves were eventually deserted. The presence of these unresolved mysteries adds an air of enigma to the caves. Even though the Huashan grottos pose a mystery, nobody is prepared for the ancient ingenuity that has been discovered in India. The Ajanta Caves. Hidden in the hills of northwest India, approximately 200 miles away from the bustling streets of Mumbai, lies the Ajanta Caves, a remarkable fusion of art and religion. These caves, believed to have been created between 200 BC and 650 BC, are carved into the mountain's facade, encircling the Wangara River in a horseshoe formation. Representing India's distinctive rock-cut temple architectural style, Ajanta comprises 30 caves, each dedicated to depicting the life of Buddha. Adorned with sculptures, wall paintings, and ceiling art, these caves offer a glimpse into the ancient artistic heritage of India, despite some parts of the site having succumbed to collapse over time. The caves at Ajanta were carved into the mountainside in two distinct phases. Discovered accidentally in 1819 by British soldiers during a hunt, the Ajanta Caves have become a symbol of ancient Indian art and have had a profound impact on subsequent artists and styles. The caves at the site are not numbered in chronological order, but rather based on their location, with Cave 1 situated on the north side of the horseshoe. Each cave possesses its unique characteristics, making it challenging to describe Ajanta as a whole. The Ajanta Caves are shrouded in darkness, which plays a vital role in the overall experience. This absence of light demands the viewer's time and heightens a sense of mystery. It is possible that in the past, there may have been dim artificial lighting provided by oil lamps. However, even today, the majority of the caves remain almost entirely dark, preserving their original state without the aid of artificial illumination. Cave 1 boasts a stunningly adorned Vihara, adorned with wall paintings, sculptures, and ceiling artwork that trace back to the 5th century. Originally, Cave 1 featured a porch that connected to the main hall. However, it has since crumbled. The main hall of Cave 1 is designed in a square shape, with aisles surrounding all 4 sides. Alongside these aisles are entrances leading to 14 small chambers. Within Cave 1, there are 20 intricately painted and carved pillars. These pillars are adorned with reliefs illustrating stories from the life of Buddha, Jatakas. Positioned at the back of the hall is a grand shrine dedicated to Buddha. While the walls were once adorned with paintings, only 9 images remain today, with the most renowned being the bodhisattva Padmapani. What makes the cave more unique is the painting of Avalokiteśvara. The painting of Avalokiteśvara can be seen positioned to the left of the main shrine. It portrays one of the most revered bodhisattvas, Avalokiteśvara. The term bodhisattva denotes an individual who has been enlightened by the Buddhist essence. According to Mahayana teachings, Avalokiteśvara delayed his enlightenment to Buddhahood until he aided every being in attaining nirvana. Avalokiteśvara is known to take on various forms across Asia. Initially depicted as a male figure, Avalokiteśvara is also recognized as the feminine Guanyin in China and Kuan Yin in Japan. In the painting, his tan complexion, accentuated only by his curly locks, exudes delicacy and elegance. He is adorned with pearls, amethyst, and other elements of traditional Indian jewelry. A splendid crown rests on his head, which was likely once intricately colored but has since faded over time. His eyes are cast downward in a state of meditation. His serene spiritual countenance establishes the ambiance of the space. In his right hand, he holds a lotus flower, symbolizing his spiritual awakening. Upon gazing away from the exquisite wall paintings, one can observe the geometric patterns and motifs that embellish the ceiling. Among them are depictions of peacocks, delicately adorned in blue pigment derived from lapis lazuli. A particular panel showcases a decorative vegetable motif resembling a modern green bell pepper. Furthermore, there is a creature with a bull's head whose form transitions into swirling, curvaceous lines that seamlessly merge with the floral embellishments of the adjacent panel. The ceiling artworks are of such magnificence that one panel, featuring a sprinting elephant surrounded by blossoms, was selected as the official emblem of India's Department of Tourism. The elephant is depicted joyfully prancing with its trunk elegantly swirling near its body. The painting methods employed at Ajanta closely resemble the European fresco technique, with a key distinction being that the plaster layer was dry during the painting process. Initially, a coarse plaster mixture of clay, cow dung, and rice husks was applied to the cave walls, followed by a coating of lime paste to create a smooth surface for painting. Artists then outlined the figures in dark colors, before using a limited palette of 6 colors derived from natural sources such as red and yellow ochre, crushed green malachite, and blue lapis lazuli. In 1983, the Ajanta Caves were designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognizing their significance in the realm of preservation efforts. Today, these caves continue to attract numerous visitors as one of India's most prominent architectural landmarks, serving as a testament to the magnificent artistic style prevalent in Indian art and history. The Reed Flute Cave. China is home to the most beautiful caves in the world. The Reed Flute Cave, situated in the Guangxi province of China, is a remarkable natural limestone cave. Its name originates from the presence of a type of reed that grows abundantly in the area, which can be utilized in the creation of flutes. Within the cave, one can marvel at the presence of bodies of water, extraordinary stalagmite and stalactite formations, and a multitude of ink inscriptions dating back to the 8th century. The cave's extensive array of rock formations, characterized by their diverse shapes and colors, has earned it the title of the Palace of Natural Arts. Spanning a length of 787 feet, 240 meters, the Reed Flute Cave showcases captivating stalactites, stone pillars, and rock formations formed through the process of carbonate deposition. Many of these formations bear a striking resemblance to mythical creatures and natural imagery, such as a formation resembling the Statue of Liberty. The Chinese have bestowed poetic names upon each rock formation found within the cave. Notable examples include the Crystal Palace, the Virgin Forest, the Dragon Pagoda, and the Flower Mountain. Inside the cave, more than 70 inscriptions are etched onto the rocks using ink. These inscriptions consist of poems and travelogues written by intellectuals who visited the cave during the Tang dynasty. Some of these inscriptions date back as far as 792 AD. Despite its popularity in ancient times, the Reed Flute Cave was largely forgotten for 1,000 years until it was rediscovered in the 1940s by a group of refugees fleeing from Japanese troops. 20 years later, in 1962, the cave was officially opened to the public. The grand chamber known as the Crystal Palace of the Dragon King was once utilized as a bomb shelter, capable of accommodating around 1,000 individuals. A legend revolves around a massive white slab of rock that hangs within the Crystal Palace of the Dragon King chamber. According to the legend, this slab is believed to be the Dragon King's needle, which was used as a weapon by his adversary, the Monkey King. The Monkey King employed the needle to annihilate the dragon's army of jellyfish and snails, resulting in their petrified remains being scattered across the cave floor. The Lascaux Cave. Lascaux Cave, located in southwestern France near the village of Montignac in the Dordogne region, is renowned for its collection of prehistoric cave paintings. The interior walls of the cave are adorned with close to 600 paintings, predominantly depicting animals in intricate compositions. While horses are the most prevalent, other animals such as deer, aurochs, ibex, bison, and felines are also represented. In addition to these paintings, there are approximately 1,400 engravings of a similar nature. Created between approximately 17,000 to 15,000 BCE during the Upper Paleolithic period, the art showcases the remarkable skills of the ancient humans who inhabited the area. The region has proven to be a treasure trove of beautifully adorned caves. Although the exact meaning of the paintings at Lascaux and other sites remains a topic of debate, the prevailing interpretation suggests a ritualistic or spiritual significance, underscoring the sophistication of the artists behind these ancient masterpieces. In the year 1940 CE, specifically on the 12th of September, 4 young boys embarked on an exploration of a foxhole on the hill of Lascaux, where their loyal canine companion had accidentally fallen. With the determination to rescue their beloved pet, they widened the entrance of the foxhole. Amongst them, Marcel Ravidat fearlessly descended to the bottom, followed closely by his 3 companions. Equipped with a makeshift lamp to illuminate their path, they were astounded to discover a diverse array of animal depictions within the axial gallery, surpassing their initial expectations. Intrigued by their findings, the boys returned the following day, better prepared for their expedition, and ventured further into the depths of the cave. Overwhelmed by the magnitude of their discovery, they eagerly shared their remarkable encounter with their teacher, thus initiating the process of excavating the cave. During the period when the Lascaux Cave was adorned with its captivating artwork, estimated to be between approximately 17,000 and 15,000 BCE, anatomically modern humans, known as Homo sapiens, had already established a significant presence in Europe for a considerable duration, dating back to at least 40,000 BCE. Based on archaeological evidence, these early humans appeared to have inhabited the region encompassing southeastern France and the Cantabrian Mountains in northern Spain, which includes the location of Lascaux. Although the cave itself indicates only temporary habitation, likely associated with activities related to the creation of the art, it is plausible that the initial few meters of the cave's entrance vestibule, where daylight could still penetrate, might have been utilized as a living space. That's not all. Based on the discoveries made in the cave, it is evident that the deeper sections of the cave were illuminated by sandstone lamps fueled by animal fat, as well as fireplaces. In these conditions, the artists worked amidst smoky surroundings, utilizing minerals as pigments for their artwork. The prevailing colors observed in the cave paintings were red, yellow, and black. Hematite, in its raw form or found within red clay and ochre, provided the red pigment, while iron oxyhydroxides contributed to the yellow pigment. Charcoal or manganese oxides were used for black pigment. These pigments were prepared through grinding, mixing, or heating processes and then applied onto the cave walls. Various painting techniques were employed, such as finger or charcoal drawing, applying pigment with hair or moss brushes, and blowing pigment onto the wall using a stencil or a hollow bone. In addition to the paintings, numerous tools were discovered at Lascaux. Among these tools were flint implements, some of which displayed indications of being specifically used for engraving the walls. Bone tools were also present. The pigments used at Lascaux contained traces of reindeer antler, likely introduced either due to the proximity of antler carving to the pigments or its utilization in mixing the pigments with water. The presence of pierced shellfish shells aligns with other evidence of personal adornment found among humans living in Europe during the Upper Paleolithic period. The cave entrance leads away from the daylight and directly into the main chamber known as the Hall of the Bulls. This area predominantly features aurochs, a type of large cattle that is now extinct. 4 large bulls are depicted in a round dance, towering over fleeing horses and deer. The relief of the walls highlights specific parts of the paintings, adding depth to the images. The animals are shown in a side view perspective, with their horns turned, giving the paintings a sense of liveliness that showcases the artist's great skill. While some animals are easily recognizable, others are more ambiguous. For example, there is a horse that appears to be pregnant with what looks like a single horn on its head. Another enigmatic figure is portrayed with a panther skin, a deer's tail, a bison's hump, 2 horns, and a male member. Interpretations vary, with some suggesting it may represent a sorcerer or wizard, but its true meaning remains uncertain. Moving past the Hall of the Bulls, visitors encounter the Axial Gallery, a dead-end passage that is nonetheless spectacular. Often referred to as the Sistine Chapel of Prehistory, this gallery boasts a ceiling adorned with captivating compositions. Red aurochs are depicted with their heads forming a circle, while the central figures of the gallery face each other, a powerful black bull on one side and a female aurochs on the other, appearing to leap onto a lattice drawn beneath her hooves. Various horses are depicted in different poses, including one known as the Chinese horse, which demonstrates a sophisticated use of perspective with its hooves slightly positioned to the back. Towards the rear of the passage, a horse is shown galloping with its mane billowing in the wind, while its companion is depicted falling with legs in the air. The Hall of the Bulls has a second exit that leads to the passage, where various engravings and paintings of animals can be found. Moving on to the nave from the passage, a large black bull and 2 bison catch the eye with their powerful and dynamic depiction. Across from them, a frieze portrays 5 deer that seem to be swimming. Continuing through the nave, the Chamber of Felines showcases the engravings of lions, adding a predatory element to the cave art. In a different section of the cave, the shaft room presents additional intriguing imagery. Among them are a wounded bison with its entrails exposed, a woolly rhinoceros, a bird perched on a possible stick, and a naked man with an erect phallus. While this collection of images narrates a story, the exact interpretation remains open to speculation. If you think this cave is a wonder, let's journey to the caves of 1,000 Buddhas. The Mogao Caves. The renowned Mogao Temple Complex, known as Timeless Caves and Caves of 1,000 Buddhas, is situated 25 kilometers away from Dunhuang. Apart from the small Buddhist temples in the form of caves, the complex comprises 5 wooden structures that were constructed between the 7th and 13th centuries. Presently, it houses an impressive collection of over 50,000 Buddhist manuscripts. The interior of the caves is adorned with wall paintings that span a remarkable total length of more than 46,000 square kilometers. Additionally, nearly every cave within the vast territory of 700 caves contains Buddha statues, ranging from small ones to several meters in height. In total, there are 6,000 statues within the complex. The history of Mogao can be traced back to 366 BC, when a Buddhist monk named Leitzung witnessed the radiant glow of 1,000 Buddhas atop a mountain during his journey along the Great Silk Road. Interpreting this vision as a divine sign, he ascended the mountain and carved out the first cave, where he dedicated a significant amount of time to meditation and prayer. This remarkable tale marks the inception of the Mogao grottos, which were constructed by devoted followers of Buddhism from the 4th to the 14th centuries. Throughout thousands of years, Buddhist pilgrims flocked to this sacred site in search of enlightenment. Some pilgrims carved out small caves for personal use, while others constructed miniature temples. Each of these caves was adorned with wall paintings, which provided us with invaluable insights into the history of Buddhism in China. The entire complex boasts a multitude of Buddha statues, with the largest one being a towering 30-meter-high seated Buddha that was commissioned by a Chinese empress in 695. During the 14th century, the Silk Road ceased to be a significant route connecting the East and the West. Moreover, Xinjiang had been undergoing a process of Islamization since the 8th century, leading to a decline in the importance of Buddhism. The Mogao Caves remained forgotten and buried under sand for nearly 5 centuries, with only a small group of monks preserving this unique monument of Buddhist culture through generations. Chapter in the history of the cave complex began in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when, in 1900, a monk named Wang Yuanlu discovered a sealed cave containing Buddhist texts. Subsequently, thousands of researchers, archaeologists, and treasure hunters embarked on a pilgrimage to the Mogao Caves. Today, the Mogao Library houses a vast collection of documents in Sanskrit, Sogdian, Chinese, and Tibetan languages. Studies have unveiled not only rare Buddhist scrolls, but also texts related to Manichaeanism, Christianity, and even Zoroastrianism. Notably, the Mogao Library holds the oldest known Zoroastrian prayer and the renowned Jesus Sutras, which some scholars interpret as evidence of Jesus Christ's journey to the East. The caves are interconnected by pathways and wooden walkways, ranging from small caves where one can only lie down or sit hunched over to large caverns where groups can gather for prayer. Some caves feature murals that captivate visitors in contemplation. Many of the caves are ancient and have suffered partial destruction over time, including damage caused by illicit excavators known as black archaeologists, who smuggled Mogao murals and sculptures to European countries in the early 20th century. Despite these challenges, the beauty of the Mogao Caves remains intact, attracting not only tourists, but also followers of various religions seeking enlightenment, much like pilgrims did a millennium ago. The Vardzia Cave City, situated on the slopes of Erusheti and overlooking a picturesque valley carved by the Mtkvari River, Vardzia stands as an extraordinary cave city in Georgia. During its prime, this rock-carved settlement boasted an impressive array of 6,000 rooms spread across 19 levels. Among its notable features were 25 wine cellars, a nunnery, 15 chapels, and an apothecary, all contributing to the vibrant ambiance of this medieval city and monastery. Originally conceived and constructed as a fortress in the 12th century under the rule of King Georgi III, it was his daughter who played a pivotal role in its development. With meticulous attention, she oversaw the creation of an intricate network of caves and chambers, delving deep into the heart of Erusheti. These included a hidden escape tunnel and a labyrinth of dead-end halls designed to confound potential adversaries. Throughout the years, Vardzia underwent a remarkable transformation, evolving from a modest stronghold into a sprawling monastery, cultural hub, and defensive bastion. Accommodating around 2,000 monks and housing tens of thousands of residents, this remarkable city was not only self-sustaining but also boasted fertile terraces and an elaborate irrigation system, long before such concepts became commonplace. Tamar the Great, a renowned ruler known as Tamar Mepe, was at the forefront of it all. Despite being a woman, she held immense power and authority, earning the title of king. Throughout her nearly 3-decade-long reign, Georgia flourished both politically and territorially. Her influence extended from the Greater Caucasus to the southern regions between present-day Ganja and Erzurum. Although Vardzia experienced prosperity, it was short-lived. In 1283, a devastating earthquake struck the area, causing extensive damage to the city. Approximately 70% of the city was destroyed, and the outer wall collapsed catastrophically. With weakened defenses, most of the inhabitants of Vardzia decided to leave, except for the unwavering monks who remained. The monastic community managed to survive for another 300 years until they were eventually wiped out by subsequent raids. Even after more than 800 years since King Tamar's reign, a small group of monks has returned to Vardzia following the collapse of the Soviet Union, diligently caring for the site. The bell tower protruding from the top of a rock shelf is the most notable structure in the area. Despite missing a crucial piece taken during a Mongol raid, the bell, it still maintains much of its original grandeur. Particularly striking is the Church of the Dormition, featuring a double-arched, bell-hung portico intricately carved into the mountain face. The interior showcases beautifully weathered frescoes, including a rare depiction of King Tamar, one of only 4 in existence. Visitors are encouraged to explore the tunnels in search of the Tears of Queen Tamar, a natural spring hidden deep within, where a pool appears to be filled with water cascading, or weeping, from the rocks above. Which of the caves do you find more intriguing? Please like and comment below. Turn on the notification bell to get notifications for videos like this.